gave me the okay, you do another one, and I have to appreciate her because a long time ago, I was, what can I say? We discussed a career change in order to pursue a dream, and she agreed to it. So I owe her more than anybody could ever pay back, or what I could ever pay back. I also want to put a thank you out to Coach Price over there. He's the youth legs that I don't have anymore. And just to do this again, because you know I do it all the time. Before I came this evening, my wife shows me her phone. I don't know if it was Facebook, Instagram, or what it was, but over the last weekend, when we got done at groups, Coach Price headed off to Syracuse to run a half marathon, which is nothing new for Coach Price, okay? I mean, there have been other weekends where we went to Manhattan, we got home, and he drove to Pittsburgh to run a marathon on the following day. What was unique about this weekend was Coach Price was chasing a Guinness World Record. Okay? That record was completing a half marathon in a business suit. And according to what I saw, if they verify it, Coach Price is going to be in the Guinness World Book of Records. He finished 12th, by the way, but think about that. You know, you see the kids, they're running in a singlet and shorts. He's doing it in a business suit. Okay? I want to thank the group that's in front of me right now. All of your support. I can't recall, well, I can tell you this, when things started, it was usually the coaches and the team at meets. I can't recall having so many people around at meets. Your support, getting up early, being there when it's time to pick them up, and just cheering them on is very, very appreciated. Other people that Coach, or that Mr. Vizicay thanked, I just want to double up on. The grounds crew. They not only take care of what we need to have done as far as the course and things, they work for the Memorials cross-country team, painting the course because they run here on the grounds. Those guys, if I need something, those guys are there. I know grounds crew, Clarence Reed. He doesn't start work until 7 o'clock. I know I have to be here by 6:30 on a Saturday. I'm usually here earlier than that, and Clarence is usually here waiting for me to see that we get everything that we need before we can leave. So their help is just unbelievable. Mr. Vizicay, not only getting us to meets, but letting us get buses to go practice at various parks, because this town is just too flat, and we need to work on some strength on some hills. So his assistance with getting us busing is greatly appreciated. I want to thank the Spotswood Recreation Club, or Recreation Department. I don't know how many people know, but the proceeds, or part of the proceeds from the Spotswood 5K race went into our cross-country and track fund. That goes a long way. We were able to get to Manhattan this year, once again, thanks to the fundraising and the assistance from the rec department. So please pass that along.
I will.
And the Finish Line Club. Putting this on, senior day, and all of the fundraising that they've taken care of. I know sometimes, hey, we got to go to ShopRite, and we're going to be out there for a while. You've got to drop them off. The penny drive, I know some of you had the canisters at work. It's greatly appreciated. And Mrs. Champon, did I see her?
She's not here.
Is she here?
She's
She's not here.
She's not here? Okay. I thought I saw her. Okay. I want to thank her, because if it wasn't for her, we'd probably end up taking 2 or 3 practices to put the coins in the little, I don't even know what they're called. The the little paper things that they have to have before they can go to the bank. But thanks to her, she's got access to the counting machine at the bank and just runs the coins through for us. So it's really, really appreciated. Please let her know that. The goal was for them to get to the state group meet, just as they'd done the year before. The team finished up 4-4 in the white division. For those of you that are new, as Mr. Vizicay mentioned, there is gold, blue, white, and red. Gold is the really small teams. Excuse me. Blue is a little larger. White is schools with student populations of better than or near 1,000. The red division is the largest schools in the county. So we compete at a level above where our school normally is. Finishing 4th or 5th, I should say, is an accomplishment with only 9 ladies. You guys should be proud of yourselves. In the GMC championship race, they were projected to finish 16th. They finished 13th. And what is even more amazing is, and this I feel bad for, they didn't make the group meet because in the sectionals they finished 6th. But finishing 6th, ladies, I don't think you guys knew this, and I know I didn't know it on the bus on the way home. You guys scored fewer points and ran a faster qualifying time than the team from 2017 that did get to the groups. So you guys actually ran very well. Woo! Be exact on that. In the last year, 2017 team scored 150 points and finished 5th, which is the qualifying team. This year, they scored 122 points. So they had a 28 point difference in their scoring and still didn't get there. Looking through the record book, I noticed a number of people grabbed one. I want to point out a couple highlights in there. As I said earlier, we got to go back to Van Cortlandt Park to run the Manhattan College Invitational. Thanks to the fundraising of everybody. In that race, at this point, Casey ran a 17:55 and ended up number 6 on the all-time list, which dates back to 1996. Samantha Wasserman is number 10 on that list with an 18:28. The freshman course, which is 1.25 miles, dates back to 2012 when they changed the course around up there. And Ava Perez is now number 7 on the all-time list at an 8:33. And Madison Medina is number 8 at 8:34. Continuing through the record book, running at Central Park of Morris County, Casey Fajaro finished a time of 22:24, set the junior course record for that course and is now number 3 on the all-time list. Adding their name to the list, Kayla Dekovics, 25-23 in number 7. Grace Parlitzis, 26-09 is number 8. And Angelina Rizzuto is number 9 with a 28-15. Once again, Ava and Madison made the freshman list, with Ava at number 2 at 16.50 and Madison at number 3 at 17.16. We opened the season, I don't remember, it was a week late or 2 weeks late because of weather and those kinds of things. But we competed at North Brunswick Community Park. It's the first time we've ever run there. So everyone is on the all-time list for that, which is a nice way to start off a career. Casey Fajaro holds her junior record at 22:29. Samantha Wasman, 22:55, holds the senior record. Grace Parlitzis, 25 minutes even, is the sophomore record holder. And Madison Medina is the freshman record holder at 25:20. We also keep track of freshman invitationals, because most of the time those races are a little bit shorter, and I don't know, as far as I'm concerned, it gives, I know it gave me an indication of where the future was going to go. Some of the names that are on this list are people that have continued their careers, currently running at college, or who have had college careers. For this year, Ava Perez finished 47th at Manhattan and 9th at the Middlesex Conference Freshman Championships. Madison Medina finished 48th at Manhattan College and 12th at the GMC Freshman Championship. Looking at those and then looking over the list, and hopefully those of you that grab that, take a look at that, and know that the future is going to be pretty bright around here. As I think I mentioned, I probably forgot to mention, I know I said we ran at North Brunswick Community Park, and I'm glad I left this in here for this. Casey Fajaro set the junior record. She is also the school record holder for North Brunswick Community Park. If they ever finish getting back the little plaques that are on the board out there, your name's going to be there. Whoa! Here. I hate when I do something like this. All right. Oh, that's because I put it on the back. Here we go. The men's team, as you already heard, qualified to participate in the state group finals, or state group championships. In the division, they finished 7-2 and in 3rd place. At the GMC championships, they were predicted to be 10th. They actually finished 7th. In the sectional, we projected to be 3rd, and we finished 3rd, right where we should have been. In the group championships, we were projected to be 10th. Looking at it, we had a shot at being 5th. The result was we finished 10th, right where we should have. But the caveat to that is, Mr. Welsh, please stand up. Please show us why you didn't run. Okay, easy though. All right. The day after, or the Monday after the sectional race, comes to us and says, my ankle is sore. Second year in a row. I don't know what kind of video we're going to have tonight, but I'm going to be watching it because I want to know what's going on, because the same kind of injury last year at the same time. Exactly the same meet. So I don't know what was going on there, but I want to watch it and see if I can figure it out. The reason we finished 10th, or in 10th, when we were down our third runner, can be attributed to a number of people. I know I did this on the bus, but I want to make sure everyone is aware that Joe Harold ran a 3-second PR that day. Mikel Alcazar ran a 28-second PR. Blake here? No? Okay. Ran a 14-second PR. Their times made up for, their combined times made up for Jack not being able to run. So they pulled together as a team, which is a compliment to you guys. Okay, got group done. All right. Good things that happened by the all-time record book. Now, and I will tell you this book goes as far back as I can tell to the very start of the program. Some of this stuff has been around for a long, long time. Joe Harold at Homedale Park is in the number 10 spot with a time of 17:24. On the freshman course, Jared Urich, 12:30, puts him in the number 4 spot. Jack Welsh, Thompson Park course, owns the number 10 spot at 17:27. At the community park in North Brunswick, Mr. Harold is not only the senior record holder, but the school course record holder for that park. And Joe, as I told her, whenever that plaque gets put up, you're going to be on the board. Jack Welsh, 17:18, holds the junior record. Mikel Alcazar, 18:47, holds the sophomore record. And Jared Urich, in the number 5 spots of 1921, has the freshman course record. Just to finish up Jared's season, he finished 17th at the Thompson Park Class Invitational, 11th at the GMC Conference Invitational Final, and finished 7th at the Shore Coaches Homedale Invitational. Okay. There are some other achievements that aren't necessarily here in the record books. There's some intangible things that went on. The weather was a major issue this year. This group, for those who don't know, over the summer, unbeknownst to a number of people, the NJSIAA set up standards for heat. And the standards basically say, A, you can practice now, or you can't practice outside, or you can't practice at all. There were days when I'd come in and Mr. Turner was out there with his wet bulb thermometer, trying to figure out who could practice, who had to be where, and all of that. There were days where we were scheduled to go do a certain workout, and I ended up having to keep them on grounds, cut the workouts in half, and be able to kind of more or less keep them in sight. I know there were times they didn't understand what was going on, but I had to keep them in sight only because of the heat issue. The other issue we have to deal with is rain and thunderstorms. I mean, this fall, we go from heat to a thunderstorm, heat to a thunderstorm. And again, those kinds of things just limited some of the training that we had to get done. Tangible kinds of things. Most of you picked up the athletic.net one sheet that was up there. Those are your personal best records for this season and the times people ran on the various courses. The other sheet is their personal bests over their careers. And that's the kind of thing that you kind of take a good look at. Okay? The coaches, the GMC coaches meeting for cross country has not been held yet. Okay? The criteria that we use as coaches is they're finished at the GMC championships. We know from where Joe, Anthony, and Jack finished that they will be on the all-division team. There's a couple other people that tomorrow night is the meeting. The Coach Price and I are going to go and say, you know what, these individuals need to be included on that list as honorary members. Again, that's where all the coaches will get together and we end up fighting for our kids. So hopefully some of you will hear a little bit later on some additional names that may hopefully get put on that list, depending on how things go tomorrow night. Tell you what, we're going to take 5 minutes. Everybody want to grab dessert, whatever. And when we get after that, we'll have Coach Price do his video performance at Thompson Park. That is the park that we run most frequently at, and the standards have been set up over years of looking at where we are and how the GMC times and those kinds of things all fit together. If there's a third criteria, a specialty for seniors who are long-term members of the team. One other quick thing is there is a couple of exceptions. One is if someone is injured and is there every day doing what they have to do to get back to the team, that counts as part of their attendance. They may not be physically at practice, but if they're with Mr. Turner doing what they need to do, that is considered them being meeting their attendance criteria. Okay, Coach Price, if you're ready, we can get back up there. Through these.
Ladies first. Junior Varsity Awards, Jessica Adesso. Kayla Dekovich. Angelina Rizzuto. Grace Parlitzis. And Abby Johnson. Varsity award winners, Sam Wasserman. Casey Fajardo. And first-time letter award winners, Ava Perez. And Madison Boys JV Awards, Vinny Colella. John Jack Williams. Jeremiah Hayes. Kyle Abato. Jacob Oster. Mikel Alcazar. Robert Alongi. Ellen DeSimone. Jonathan Scardufa. Nick Vitale. Rupa Zipkis. Colin Donnelly. And Jared Hurrick. And Nanda. Varsity Award winners, Justin Achampong. Joey Harold. Jeremiah Lalakan. Anthony O'Neill. And Jack Welch.
There are athletic awards for us to distribute, but there's one other award that I want to do for this year. The state used to allow us 12 people to run the state team. Last year, they changed it to 8. Only 7 are allowed to race. So there's always one alternate. In somebody's infinite wisdom, with 8 people listed on the team, they provide you with 7 medals for the 7 people that ran. This other individual has spent the whole time between the end of the end of GMCs and the state sectional meet, practicing, working hard, and continuing to work in place of a situation such as this. Thank you. So I know I always feel bad when I get on the bus and I've got 7 medals and there are 8 people sitting there. All right? Well, I was cleaning up some stuff and
Please.
Where's
Where's Rupa?
Now you gotta give the
do all again.
You know what, just go in the back, start over.
All right, we're going to wait for Rupa to show up because I have a medal for him.
No, what's all this?
Jack can take it on his behalf.
No, no.
Yeah. You already got
No,
it.
when she goes back, we all go to the bathroom.
All right, in that we've been going with ladies first, I'm going to continue with that. Come here, Rupa! What did I do? What did I do?
You're in trouble.
We're giving you a
About
medal.
7 medals for selectables.
Yeah.
This is yours.
We got this.
All right.
Bring it on.
All right. The athletic department allows us to give out awards for things that maybe only the coaches know, or things that are specific to the team itself. This year, one young lady was a consistent in her effort. She benefited from that consistency and that ongoing effort. That kind of stuff leads to achievement, and at times it's just kind of remarkable kinds of things that they do. One young lady this season kept working every day and ended up dropping 5 minutes and 11 seconds off of her Thompson Park time. That is, or warrants, something known as the Most Improvement Award, Ms. Parlitzis. Other things that happen is people come out, they try to get things done. They show the desire to achieve. And this season was no exception. We had a rookie come for the team, tried every day, and really gave it their best effort. They challenged themselves to do something that they hadn't done before, and oftentimes had to do their workout alone, because it was a different kind of a workout than what everyone else was doing. Person came every day, followed through on modified workouts, and as I said, usually alone, was only to be frustrated and come to the realization that it wasn't a lack of effort or motivation, but that the challenge that they had accepted wasn't going to be achieved. This person encompassed and demonstrated the characteristics necessary for cross country. The Coaches Award goes to Abby Johnson. I'm not sure how much more I can say about this individual. I've already gone through places at races. In fact, the individual made the all-time list for a couple courses. This individual also qualified as one of the individuals to run on the state meet team. Doing those kinds of things, finishing 17th at Thompson Park, 7th at Shore Coaches, 11th at the GMCs, ending up on the all-time list. The Newcomer Award goes to Jared Urich. You know I was going to take the opportunity, right? There are other times where there are athletes who go out and do an outstanding job every performance. They receive little recognition, and a lot of times things go by totally unknown. This individual established themselves and remained as an integral part of our top 5. More importantly, we talk about the time between the first 5 runners being crucial to the team success. Without fanfare, actually with no fanfare, this young man went through, did his job every day, lowering his time and dropping because of lowering his time, reduced the spread time between our third and fourth runners from 1:17 to 47 seconds. The extent to that extent, for the sectional championship, helped us qualify for the group championship. He was also depended upon in that sectional meet to try and have our 5, 6, and 7 individuals key off of his effort. The Unheralded Harrier Award goes to Mikkel Alkes. Where's my assistant? Now, remember, I walked around saying it would be made clear. Okay? Before I turn the floor over to them, we're going to take care of this. Oh my God. Now, all I have to have you do, okay, is one at a time, you're going to give me a number. Okay? A different number every time. Between 1 and 35. Okay? All right. I'm so excited. First item that we have for number
24.
24. Who got 24?
Mom, better be Mom.
Mom, you better win something.
All righty. We're going with long sleeve tees. 26. She likes that table. 26.
Whose number's that? It's probably yours.
All right, the next t-shirt goes to number...
No, that's not ours.
10. Number 10, there it is.
Way to go, Mom.
Where's the little I'll go first. I have the one girl. Where? Over here. Oh, I got moved up one. Wait, guys, can you all grab your bag?
You got 11. You got a pen. They're eating dessert.
Okay. Sam, you're one of the most hardworking, nicest, and genuine people I know. It's crazy that you're a senior and that this was our last cross-country season together. I feel like we just met yesterday when we were learning the Thompson course and we could barely walk run. But thank you for the amazing past 3 cross-country seasons. Thank you for all the great memories we have. And I'll miss you as my bus buddy, but I can't wait to see all the amazing things you accomplish in college.
So, Anthony, first of all, thank you for all the rides. Love the country music. Love introducing Kayla to all of our country music. We had a lot of great memories, including L&L Square, throwing up the millies. And then thank you for just keeping me positive throughout the workouts. You know me, I tend to get very negative. I want to be done, I want to go home. And also, thank you through pushing me through this season and keeping me up with you during races. Because you were always the person that I looked up to, and I always used you to keep me going. Because you were always ahead of me, and I always wanted to be with you and be where you were at. So, thank you.
Here, I'll go then. Joey, and this is from the heart, buddy, not memorized. I remember you since freshman year. I always thought you were a senior, but
Now you are.
every single meet, I remember I'd always be like terrified and like not knowing what to do, and I'm trying to act cool and everything, but like I'm freaking out inside, and I'd always look at you and you'd always be like so confident and cool, and it's an honor running with you. And you're like one of the nicest people I know. Even though you made me eat mayonnaise one time. Or you didn't make me. You're like a bystander. That's okay.
All right, Jack. I don't know how I can beat that. But this is actually from the heart.
I respect that.
You know, it wasn't we only have 2 seasons, and that might not be what other people have. But those 2 seasons, they were really good. Compared to when I first started track, and I was so scared, I was shy, didn't talk to anyone. But then you and AJ, you were there. But then cross country, I was still nervous and shy. I actually still am. But you being there, just sticking with me, all of those town runs, and the tempos, you always stuck with me, and I'm just thankful for that. All the great conversation.
I need a hug.
You can go, really. Okay, I guess I'm going. Okay, so mine's like more serious because like I won't get to talk to Justin during spring, so it's a little longer and a little more sad, but it's okay. And it's planned because I have social anxiety. So I really love Justin, and I'll be seeing him in track in school, so I don't want to make this sound like a goodbye, even though it kind of is, and cry that he's a senior, so I'll save that for spring. So I'm going to say this like a thank you note. So thank you, Justin, for struggling with me this season. So Justin and I are sprinters, so we both understood how hard it was to come from sprinting to cross country, and I never actually got to run with him, but I did everything else with him, so it's fine. And as I was writing this, I was blanking on what to talk about, and then I realized I wouldn't have you next season, and I don't know what I'm going to do, because there will be no one wheezing good job to me as they pass me during the repeat workouts. I'll walk out of the locker room next season, have no one waiting for me in the parking lot. There will be no one waiting on the Thompson Hill to cheer me on because they know that that's my weakest part of my race. It's going to be rough without you, and no one will ever be able to replace you. But thank you, Justin, for being my ride or die this season, and thank you for being my best friend in and out of cross country.
Okay, oh my god. We both did Vinny.
Vinny, I'm so happy we both decided to do cross country this year. You've made every single practice very eventful. The funniest time was when you were singing alone in the porta potty and walked out completely normal. I'm going to miss you and your craziness.
And also to Vinny, thanks for always being able to make my day better, even during the tempos and repeats. You always had a way to make everyone laugh. I'm going to miss you cheering me up and mimicking me next year. Yeah.
Jeremy, you already know I lost my original speech, fell out of my pocket in the gym, but I wrote one that I think is even better. In the past few minutes I've been standing up here. So it's been a great 3 seasons of cross country that we've had together. I remember freshman year, the first time we met in front of the school. It was just like, I'm at a loss for words. No, but seriously, I was just like really excited because I found someone who had the same name as me, and that never happened. And he was just a great person all around. I mean, he give me rides home, even though we just don't live anywhere near each other. And I'm thankful for that. And running's been great on town runs and tempos alike. Yeah.
I have one presentation that I have to make. Coach Price and I have been together, I think, 7 years. He is, as I said, been my legs. We've gotten to the point where we know what each other thinks. We know what we want the kids to do. We know how to tell them to do it without even talking to one another. Every year I've gotten the coaches a piece of clothing, jacket. I don't know what his closet looks like, but I know mine. I got one that's just cross-country, track and field stuff. And I'm thinking all year, we've got the rain jacket, we've got a winter jacket, we've got vests, we've got shirts. What am I going to do? And I don't know where he's going to end up, where I'm going to end up, but I thought he will probably end up doing something related to track and field. And Coach Price, hopefully you're going to need more than just a shoe bag on your back. And there is one other thing that I want you to know, most of all. There is a legacy piece in here. It is a file we use for helping them take spikes out of their shoes when we need to.
I'm going to steal the show for a little. So, many of you know that this is Coach's last season. It was a bit of a surprise. We all knew he was going to be done at the end of the year, but we thought he meant the school year, not the calendar year. I know you don't like big speeches and stuff like that, so I'm not going to talk a lot. But you've been here for over 20 years, and you've been like a second father to me, and also a lot of other people. So I have a surprise for you.
Hold it open. Hold it open.
It's a turtle.
Hold it open. Push it open. What is it?
As soon as the surprise finds where to go.
This is a good one.
I'm just building suspense.
Here they come.
It's a brand new car. for all of you that have been around and know, this is the woman that made it all happen.
You guys have been here long enough, so we are gonna like keep this short, sweet, to the point kind of thing. But obviously, we wanted to represent Coach D's long career here at Spotswood. We cannot be more thankful for the work that he has done here. But I'm sure he started the banquet off saying that he would like to thank his wife as per the usual tradition. So we are also going to thank her. So Joan, we would like to present you with the Lifetime Coaches Award for sharing your husband with us and not kicking him out of the house for his 7 days a week job. So we want to say thank you. Thank you so much. I'm going to wait till he's done.
Apparently we got a long wait, that's what we're waiting for all night.
We've been very patient. We've been in the health room, scaring the little middle schoolers in their play practice. All right, come here. I think so. That's why there's like kids.
I knew there was noise.
They're practicing High School Musical. They sound great. All right. So, obviously, Coach loves to give out awards. That's why you're all here. One of his favorite awards is the Trackster Heart Award. And he came up with that all by his little lonesome self. He did. He asked Kyle and I what we wanted to pick for awards. We were like, yeah, sure, you pick them, no problem. So we only thought that it would be fitting that the last award that you get is the award that you created. So we wanted to present you with the Trackster's Heart Award for giving us all a family, obviously, we all have this very large family, that you created almost 18 years ago when you started. Not many people know what this man does behind the scenes. He does more than just this. He coached all through Milltown. He's done incredible things. He's a wonderful father, husband, parent, grandparent. He's one of my life mentors. He's Kyle's. He's probably one of everybody's in here. So we just wanted to present you with the final award of your Spotswood career of the Trackster's Heart Award. Like, you don't have to sit and hear me talk about this, but we made you a book. We went to the archives. So we made you a book of some lovely archived photographs, and then people who could not be here wrote stuff in here for you. So we wanted to leave you with that stuff.
I'm not real big on words most of the time anyway, when it comes to stuff like this, but thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you guys all. It has. It's been a great run. I really, really thank you. The dream came true.
There's food. Right by the buffet. I got you.
Well, I'll tell you what. For me, also, it has never just been about the sport. Long time ago, I had someone say to me, "What are you going to do that's going to impact the world? But what are you going to do to impact somebody's life?" And that has been kind of the guiding thought that have stayed with me since I was in high school. And thinking about how to wrap up tonight, I can't even see this anymore. The final piece of business that we've always had is to refocus the next year. This year has come to a close. We've gone through all the things we need to go through for the 2018 season, and as you guys know, it's time to look to 2019. I don't know who's going to be standing here doing this next year, but I do want to set some goals for you guys. We've talked about goals of outcome, goals of performance, and goals of process. For outcome, leave that for whoever's going to be standing here next summer when you start again for this cross country. Performance, remember, there's no shortcuts to success, not only in this sport, but in life. And in this sport, there's only tangents. Process. Challenge yourself every day. Strive to search for the very best in yourself. Most of all, set and maintain the highest possible standards for yourselves and in your lives' endeavors. Reputation is hard to come by, easily destroyed, and at times impossible to reattain. It's been a pleasure, guys. Thank you for this season. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing this evening with us. Good night and safe home.
One more thing, the seniors have something.
I don't know how we're gonna. I don't know either, Justin. Let's not do it.
The seniors would also, we have our gifts for the coaches. So, seniors.
Sorry.
You got even for all those other times.
I'm glad we organized this.
No pressure.
Honestly, at all, not at all.
Justin's been messed up.
Oh, I'll try my best. But to Coach D, I'm just gonna make this about both track and cross country because.
Yes, it's been.
But when I honestly joined track my freshman year, I was terrified because I was one of 2 sprinters, and I honestly was like, oh, like and I didn't know I'd end up being a sprinter either, and to come in not knowing anybody, being literally afraid of everything, to have a coach that was so friendly and to push all of us, it really kept me going because I was like this is the place where I want to be. This kind of little track community, the way you ran it, the way exactly. Look at all of us. We're all it brought us everyone together, and you really the way you coached us. It really brought everyone together. It brought everyone together with you, and it's why I'm doing cross country now because I loved it so much that I left soccer, and I decided that running for an entire year, that sounds cool. That's great. And I wanted to seriously thank you because honestly, I love running now, and it's honestly something I'm probably not going to stop doing until I have arthritis.
I'll tell you about that.
So I really want to thank you for everything that you've done. It's really greatly appreciated.
Thank you.
Well, when it was my very first day here, I was in fact half an hour late because I don't know, I was a freshman.
NHS or something? Yeah.
I was a freshman, and here I was coming in like half an hour late. I knew no one there because I was the only freshman there, Thanks, guys. And I had to be like, while everyone else was out on the runs, I was left alone with Coach D, like being shown the stretches. And I was a freshman. I was intimidated. I didn't want to like anger the my first coach that I would ever see in high school. In fact, my only coach. And little did I know how wrong I would be by how intimidated. Like throughout the whatever years I've done this, it's just been honestly so fun. Honestly, one of the things I look forward to every time I have a race is seeing how you spelled my name. Because I don't know how many different ways you can misspell my name. But there's been I's, E's, sometimes you left out a vowel. And like I was honestly looking forward to seeing that because you actually spelled it right. Sorry. And one of my favorite traditions that I sort of adopted when I was a freshman was that on every town run I would go and search out for some random thing to bring back to coach. Like I would find a life-size NASCAR cutout. Jeremiah over there has a Buzz Lightyear. And
got all the stuff on the table.
yeah, and all the stuff on the table. My sophomore year, I saw this. I was like, all right, I'm gonna give this to him on the very last time I see him. I found this trophy, and it's not a cross country trophy. It's a baseball trophy. And I cut off the baseball to make it look like a baton. So like, if you look and squint, it looks like it's someone running. And I cut it to say, number 1, Coach D.
Okay, you want to go?
Awesome. So I joined cross country my junior year after 2 years of playing soccer. And you'll notice a trend in the seniors is that 4 of us left soccer to join the sport. So, yeah.
4 over there.
But when I joined, I was coming in kind of blind. I had no idea what I was supposed to be looking forward to. I'd heard good things. I'd heard some tempo things. Was not prepared for those. Still not prepared for those. But somebody who was always at the top of the hill waiting for me, no matter how long I took, was Price. So, thanks.
All right, guys. We have a gift for Coach D. I'm given by all the hats Coach D wears all the time, all the colorful ones. I think you'll like this one.
Oh, all right. Oh, this is the best. All right, we're going to try this again. Thank you all for being here. Have a good evening. Safe trip home.
Alumni, can you go over there for a picture? Go by the